Welcome back everyone. In this demonstration I will be doing a couple of quick sketches, a couple of quick self-portraits. The first one, as you can see, I'm working with a disposable pigment pen. It actually has a kind of a flat tip. It is actually meant for calligraphy, but sometimes it can be fun to work with if I want to be able to easily rotate the pen to go from, as you can see here, some thin lines at one angle and then rotate and get some thicker lines at another angle, or use that flat tip for shading. Just kind of getting some tone in there. So whether you're aiming for realism or a little bit of caricature, try to focus on the shapes, the pattern of light and dark shapes in whatever reference image you're using. And then with whatever tool you're using, decide on how you're going to represent the darkest darks, your shadows, your midtones, and then you might leave the white of the paper for the highlights. As you can see there, I can build on top of some of that hatching, add some texture or some tone. So as I work, I'm looking at the screen for a moment. I'll try to remember what I saw and then look back down at the paper. Now notice that having the reference image close enough to you to where you can minimize the amount of head movement or eliminate head movement completely and maybe just work with your eyes, that tends to work better for me, when I'm drawing from observation. So I have my paper directly in front of the subject. I'm glancing up, kind of get some more information from the picture, and then I'll glance down and try to add some of that to the page. All right, so we're going to transition now to another example. Another self-portrait, only this time I'll be working with a brush pen. This particular model of pen has a refillable cartridge that is also the handle of the pen. So that gray piece, that long gray piece, is full of ink. And when the ink runs out, you can buy a new one and just screw it on there. So this is going to give me a very fluid line. And don't worry about that being cut off there, because there is a video you're going to be able to see after this one that shows all of the finished sketches in the different mediums that I chose. Now I'm having you all do just one for each of the three for your assignment, but I just want to share with you a variety of traditional media, just because I mentioned on the first day that it's important that we, for digital drawing and painting, it's important that we always try to refer back to traditional media when we are looking for the digital equivalent in whatever software package we're using. And the movements, the gestures, the variations in pressure that I'm doing on the paper, you can think of those as a sort of a rehearsal. Anytime you work with traditional media, you are developing a little bit of muscle memory. You're having these experiences, you have memories associated with those experiences, and so when it comes time to do something similar, when you're using the digital tools, you'll have something to fall back on. The process won't be entirely new necessarily. Now, if you haven't drawn or painted in a long time or at all, then you have an opportunity to have a fresh take on both digital and traditional media. I don't think there are any advantages or disadvantages to coming into this completely fresh. But do your best to see the similarities between what we're able to do with traditional media and what we're able to do with digital media. Okay, the traditional stuff is what inspired all those tools you see in those toolbars, tool palettes, in those different applications. Okay, so I'm going to let this video run out. I think right now I'm just switching off to grab another sheet of paper and another medium, but hopefully you get the idea here. There are lots of ways that you can approach doing a quick line, a caricature, or a quick sketch that emphasizes line. So go ahead and take a look at the video that shows all of my finished sketches, and you can get some ideas of how you might work in traditional media. Okay, I'll see you in the next video.